Elon Musk has postponed his planned visit to India. Tesla chief Elon Musk said that he has in fact postponed his planned visit due to very heavy Tesla obligations. A day before his visit was expected to begin, Musk, who owns Tesla and SpaceX, was to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his two-day visit and announce investment plans for his businesses here in India. Now, Elon Musk was expected to announce $2 to $3 billion worth investment in India, with his visit likely to mark breakthroughs for both Tesla as well as Starlink in India. Tesla, remember, is looking for newer markets amid sales slowdown in the US and China. India is among potential markets for Tesla, especially after the government lowered taxes on imported cars of companies that invest locally here in India. So what's really happening in Tesla? Why did Elon Musk cancel that visit? Let's talk about that. Kartik Malhotra joining me here in the studio. Kartik, good morning.
Hi, good morning,
It does
Shweta.
look like Elon is not coming after all.
Well, Elon has not said he's not going to come. He has definitely postponed his scheduled visit, which was due to have started today until end of this year. Now, end of this year could mean anything, from after elections, once the new government comes to office, to as late as maybe, Q3 for India. So we really don't know what end of the year means, except for the fact that it means a very, very vague decision of not coming to India. Now, let's look at some of the reasons what could have led to these very heavy obligations at Tesla, which prevented Elon Musk from taking that flight and arriving here in India. So, to look at a larger perspective of electric markets, especially in the US in this calendar year, between Jan to March, has sold as many as almost 270,000 electric cars, right? That's a big number. But the problem is that that segment has grown at a very small 2.6% only. So this segment, while it has grown, the rate of growth is not what it was anticipated. Now, what you've noticed is that in a growing segment, even though it's a slow growth of only 2.6%, Tesla's own market share in the US in electric cars has slid from about 62% 1 year ago to about 51% now. Which means there is a little small uptick in electric cars, but that uptick is not enjoyed by Tesla. It is rather enjoyed by competitors. So hence Tesla's slowdown has actually turned out to be an advantage for rivals. And when we talk about these rivals, the first one on this rival list, of course, is BYD. So BYD is the main Chinese-owned electric manufacturer which makes low-cost cars and also compelled Tesla to lower its own selling price in the US and elsewhere in the world. But BYD is not the only gainer in Tesla's loss. You've got the American pure play rival Ford as well as Rivian really raking up double-digit growth as high as about 83% to 86% for both these players. In addition to Hyundai and the more expensive Mercedes and BMW, as well as the low-cost Kia, all of these growing in double digits at a time when Tesla is losing market share. There are other problems that Elon Musk is facing, and that again stems from the fact that not enough electric cars, not enough Tesla cars are being sold. And that has prompted Elon Musk to take a fairly significant price-cutting initiative to rid the company of about 10% of the total jobs. So from about 140,000 employees of Tesla, about 14,000 employees are likely to lose their jobs. And that 14,000 is, of course, a fairly significant number. So the question that it obviously, raises is that, is there an overall degrowth likely to happen in the electric mobility space, and that growth that was anticipated could get clipped fairly significantly. Okay. So, these are some of the reasons which have led to Tesla's share also tanking. By how much, I'll tell you, because that is a fairly large number. We'll come to that towards the end of end of this conversation. But Tesla electric vehicles, the cars, is one part of the problem. The other problem is the Cybertruck. Now, if you remember, the Cybertruck was supposed to be, this really hard-bodied, bulletproof, sort of an armored vehicle-looking truck which was launched by Elon Musk, and a simple stone had first shattered the windshields. But that problem got rectified. It led to other problems. For example, one gentleman took his Cybertruck, $80,000 rupee worth Cybertruck, to a car wash. And once it was washed, it was pretty much washed away of all the electronics, and the car refused to, or the truck refused to get ignited again. So obviously, there are engineering problems with that. Now, specifically in the Indian context, there is one gentleman whose exit has been fairly significant. This perhaps was part of that 10% cost reduction, employee reduction that we had spoken of earlier. But Rohan Patel, who was working for the last 8 years with Tesla, with Elon Musk as a vice president for public policy, and somebody who was instrumental in Tesla designing and the talks of a low-cost made in India for India Tesla car, the person who was pretty much at the helm of those decisions and those negotiations with the Indian government was Rohan Patel. And Rohan Patel quit on the 15th of April. So again, the message that goes out is that perhaps Elon Musk was never looking at India very seriously. Why would you let a key cog in your overall negotiations leave the company just days ahead of your visit to India? Now, in the middle of all this, there's a personal problem also that Elon Musk is battling. And that personal problem is a fairly large multi-billion-dollar problem worth about $56 billion, which Elon Musk expects as payout and is awaiting shareholder approval. Now, remember, a Delaware court had actually called this whole agreement, this contract, void and said it's not going to go through and there is no way that Elon Musk should get those $56 billion. Now, in a retort to that, Elon Musk wants to now move the headquarters of Tesla from Delaware to Texas. So, so trying all the loopholes possible to get himself his $56 million. I told you the stock had taken a beating. By how much? And this chart tells you. This chart is just showing you the last trading session on Friday when markets in the US were open. But if you were to look at this chart over a 5-year horizon, at a peak in November 2021, Tesla's stock was trading at about $407 a piece. On Friday, it is down to a little over $147. So almost a 60% decline in Tesla's market cap, market value from its peak in 2021 to now in 2024. So all of these pretty much ask one question, and that question is that does Elon Musk have the financial muscle and the shareholder support to divest, reinvest and expand its market? And is Elon Musk really looking at India seriously?
Absolutely, and a plethora of issues that he is dealing with, a multitude of problems, none of which is, of course, India's plans for EV growth. That, of course, continues to be on track, minus Elon Musk, who has postponed his visit to India. We don't know till when, we don't know by how, but he's not coming as of today. That's the news coming in.